Greetings, good people. T-Mont back again for another drive time. House cleaning. If you can like it, you can share it. Take it past where you found it. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. And no reasonable person would put the light of a candle under a basket. This is probably one of the most important culminating videos I have ever done. I said one of the most. So let's get to it. So, Trump, everybody wanted to blame for the shutdown. I made a video last week making it clear Trump was not responsible for the shutdown. Trump cannot pass a budget. He can only sign it. Then we have Mueller, who has indicated that the investigation, of course, is about to wrap up, and they're doing sessions and they want to question Trump. I have a video from 6 months ago, maybe 7 or 8, stating nothing will come of this investigation. It is nothing more than a distraction. That's all it is. There will be nothing. There was no collusion, but it keeps all of you distracted, dazed, and confused. And that is the purpose. And it seems to work because they keep using it. But Trump was not guilty and is not guilty of any collusion. And the guy, Manafort, and Flynn, who made deals, none of it had anything to do with Trump or collusion. When will you get it? When? And Sessions was questioned again. Nothing came of it because there was nothing there. Then I'm seeing CNN putting out a post attacking evangelicals for praying for Trump. Evangelicals come out for President Trump, who had the affair with a porn star. Now, why aren't they making a note of the porn star? And of course, we know why they're doing about evangelicals. It's an attack on the religious right. Here's a problem with that. With God, it doesn't matter about porn star. All that matters is affair or adultery. But they're making a note that this was a porn star. Why is the left judging her because she's a porn star? After all, left, don't you say if it feels good, do it, and she's just trying to feed herself and possibly her family if she have any? How hypocritical can you be? And then somebody said, because I brought up, wait a minute, where were you complaining when these Negro preachers gathered around Hillary Clinton to lay hands on her? And I gave them the video where Hillary Clinton supports due date abortions. If you don't know what a due date abortion is, go look it up. Use Google. Yes, she does. 900 babies, black babies a day are aborted. And Hillary Clinton, who admired Robert Byrd and Margaret Sanger, those that wanted to get rid of the Negro. Anyway, I don't need to say much more about that. Don't be a hypocrite. And when they say, well, the only reason you're bringing up Hillary is because you can't justify what those evangelicals are doing. Bull blank. Yeah, I didn't say, Why? Because when the evangelicals booed Ron Paul for speaking against regime change, I called their asses out on it too. Nothing I can't stand worse than a hypocritical evangelical, or whatever you want to call them. I don't do organized religion in the sense of what most of you are used to. And if you know anything about me, I'm a different kind of preacher. Let's move on down the line. So there's that. They're trying to, get on Trump with that. Anything that they can do to knock this man down, they will do it. My friend Hank Sullivan posted probably the most educational Schoolhouse Rock type video ever put out by Thomas Massie. Go to his page, go on my wall, Visit Hank Sullivan's wall. Go to my YouTube channel. You will find this video. There is no excuse for not knowing about this video. He breaks down the omnibus bill, why he has never voted for one, continuing resolutions. He breaks down the budget and what allows them to shut down the government. He names names. He lets you know that there are 4 people controlling the government and giving cover to those other knuckleheads in D.C. that will vote for the stuff that they know that they want that's unconstitutional, and then come back and say, well, I had no choice. I didn't want to shut the government down. Well, you aren't supposed to shut the government down, and I don't agree with shutting the government down. They paid you to do a job. Well, we have legislation that tells you that these appropriation bills should be submitted separately, as Massie explains, and I will not steal his thunder. Go watch the video. And then none of this would be a problem. But they won't do it, and you want to know why they won't do it? Because you, the American voter, won't do your damn jobs. You won't purge these bastards from Washington, D.C. for not doing what they were elected to do, and that is to go and stand on the Constitution. Now, it's one thing to vote no. One of the guys that I ran against, Paul Brown, used to always talk, well, I vote no. If we don't need it, if we don't this, if we don't that. Voting no is not enough. You have to be willing to name names and tell the story. That don't mean nothing to me because you voted no if you aren't changing the course or the direction of Washington, D.C. Well, Trump is doing that, by the way. And I said, if you send me to Washington, D.C., I'm not going to spend one day campaigning for re-election. I'm going to spend my time voting constitutionally and exposing the bastards that are screwing over this country. Because I firmly believe that when you tell the people who's screwing over them, they will do something differently. They will purge those bastards. And that's what I call them, bastards, because they are a bastardization of what our founding fathers intended for the American people to have, and that is adequate representation. Remember the Boston Tea Party. No taxation without representation. And all of it comes down to taxation, because we are tax and debt slaves. That's what we are. We are not getting the representation that we should be demanding. And that is what this has come down to. And Thomas Massie breaks it down brilliantly using stick figures. And you know what? It's going to take true conservatives to use stick figures to get the American people, those who don't understand what conservatism is, who don't understand what being a constitutionalist is all about, to understand what the hell is going on in Washington, D.C. and why this country is in the shape that it's in. Grasp it. And I hope you can save it. And one more thing. Stop telling me how to do things on my wall. This is my wall, damn it. Mine. This is my house. And I speak the way I want to speak. And I put forth the information the way I choose to. I've been doing this on YouTube for over 10 years. And I didn't ask you for your advice. If you don't like what I say, keep it moving. If you want to disagree civilly. I'm not looking for a bunch of amens from you. I put the information out there for those that like it, for those that can use it. And if you learn anything from it, all I ask is that you take it past where you found it. If you don't like it, keep it moving. But I'll be damned if I'll allow you to tell me what I can speak on and what I can't speak on and how to speak and what to say and to not use asterisks and all this other old nonsense. And those of you making those comments, I hope you're listening. Because I told you then too, but now I'm saying it for the rest of you to hear it. I do me, you do you. And I'm going to tell it like it is. And if Georgia has sent me to Washington, D.C., instead of sending Isaacson back or sending Perdue, I would be naming names in the Senate like Thomas Massie is naming names in the House. Furthermore, Thomas Massie is not just representing his constituency. Thomas Massie is educating the entire world, because he's putting the information out there for you to get it, for you to understand. He's not just representing his constituency, he's representing the whole world, especially and particularly the American citizen, which is what I would do, which is what I will do. And in my very first speech in Athens in 2013, I said, I will go if you send me. But you have to send me. You have to be willing to do something different and stop re-electing and electing rhinos. Because again, conservatives have two enemies: liberal progressive Democrats and rhinos, who are of the same ilk, but they happen to hold a seat at the table in the Republican Party. Grasp that too and do something different. And I'm going to run again, so you'll get another opportunity. And when I run, we'll see. And don't say I didn't tell you, because I have spent the last 10 years putting out information to people in the black community about how we need to focus on what goes on in our neighborhoods first, in our own backyards, and stop talking about whites do it too. Piss on that. I've talked about how the Democrats have screwed over us, all of these crap hole cities ran by liberal Democrats: Detroit, Chicago, Flint. You know what I'm talking about. That's on us. I've also tried to educate the American electorate so that they understand we are in this shape because of the choices we make at the ballot box. And last but not least, I'm trying to educate true conservatives and Republicans in the Republican Party to stop supporting rhinos, to vote their asses out, to purge them from the Republican Party so that we can turn this country around while we have a president in office who has the balls big enough is to stand up and do it. T-Mott out. Drive time till next time. And I can't wait till I get my show started. Ground Wars with T-Mott. Coming at you. Peace.